Today, we're going to learn how Juggernaut's ultimate Omnislash actually works. It looks simple. You disappear, there's a bunch of slashes, enemies die, unless you're Ame.
Omnislash spin and bounce backwards!
But there's a lot going on behind the scenes that most players don't realize. Like, who does it jump to? How do your attack speed and attack interval affect the slashes? Or what does attack interval even mean? And don't worry, it's all pretty simple. When Omnislash is used, it automatically centers the camera on Juggernaut and follows him. This is because Juggernaut is technically moving around with every slash. So that yellow kind of silhouette of Juggernaut, that's not just some visual candy, that's actually where he is. Remember this, it'll be important later. For every slash, Juggernaut teleports to the opposite side of the targeted enemy from where he is. So if you start from the left, his slash will put him on the right, and the next slash back on the left. If he starts from the right, where does he go? Yep, to the left, then back to the right, and so on. If you want to roleplay it, you can imagine it like he's actually slashing right through the enemy. Same thing when he jumps to other units. He goes right through to the other side of them. But how do the jumps actually work? After each slash, Omnislash chooses a random unit within a 425 radius, and it's always from where Juggernaut currently is, that yellow version of him that's flying around. Omnislash can choose a different unit or even the same unit it just hit. It's completely random. This can be lucky for you or potentially game ruining. If there are no valid targets for 0.15 seconds, Omnislash ends early. If it does find a new target, it just follows that same pattern. Slash to the other side, randomly choose a new target, slash to the other side, repeat, repeat. And here's a bit of an interesting quirk to this. There's a little bit of time between each slash. In that time, if the enemy moves, Jug's next slash will be straight through them from where Jug currently is. So if the enemy wasn't moving at all, Jug would only bounce from one side to the other over and over. But if the enemy is moving, they can move enough between slashes to change the side Juggernaut slashes to. So just because you come in slashing from 12 o'clock doesn't mean you're guaranteed to be at either 12 or 6 o'clock the whole time. Just a little thing I thought might be interesting to share. Now that we know how the jumping works, is there any strategy to using Omnislash? Yeah, kind of. Let's say you're only in range of this axe, but you want to hit his backline. If you come in from this angle, you're going to end up on the other side of axe, which doesn't put you close enough to jump to his backline. But if you come in from this angle, you'll be much closer to the backline after your first slash. And now it's possible for Omnislash to jump to them. In most games, in most situations, you probably don't really have to worry about this, but it's something cool to keep in mind. During Omnislash, Jug is completely invulnerable. He can't be hit, stunned, or targeted by anything. He's also spell immune, untargetable, and cannot be interrupted. It even applies a basic dispel when used. But he can still cast abilities and use items, except for Blade Fury. And you cannot use Blink Dagger because you're actually rooted while you're using Omnislash. But you can use Manta, Abyssal, or even Healing Ward. You can even use the most deadly combo in the game that most people don't know about. Omnislash an enemy, then use Yule's Scepter on them. Yeah, don't do that one. It won't end well. The number of slashes depends on your attack speed and how long Omnislash lasts. So when you gain attack speed, you're not just hitting faster, you're literally adding more slashes to the ability. That's what makes Omnislash scale so well with attack speed items, and why Mask of Madness is a fun item to use while Omnislash is active. It increases your attack speed, which gives you more slashes. So the more attack speed you have, the better Omnislash is. But did you know Omnislash itself makes you attack faster in two ways: attack speed and attack interval. Quick lesson. Your attack speed is that number you see in your stats. This number is just a number, a stat that Dota uses to calculate a unit's attack interval. Attack interval is time, the delay between your attacks. So if you increase your attack speed, you're really just shrinking your attack interval, meaning your hero attacks more often. That's all it is. Your attack speed is how fast you attack, your attack interval is how long between each attack. If you want a full video that dives deeper into how these work together, let me know in the comments. Now we can talk about why Juggernaut slashes so fast during Omnislash. There's a line in the ability that says slashes rate multiplier 1.5, but what does that mean? Omnislash gives you a visible plus 40 attack speed bonus, so that number on your stats, that gets increased by 40 when using Omnislash, similar to 2 Gloves of Haste. But it also secretly divides Juggernaut's attack interval by 1.5. That's what the slash rate multiplier means. It shortens the time between slashes. You're effectively attacking 1.5 times faster. So even though your attack speed number only increases by the plus 40 bonus, the game is internally treating you like you've got 1.5 times more attack speed than what's shown. That's why items like Moonshard, Mjolnir, and Swiftblink don't just make Juggernaut attack faster, they make his Omnislash scale even harder. Each slash is technically an instant attack. That just means it ignores your normal attack animation and the downtime between attacks. It's a normal attack based on his current stats. These instant attacks count as real attacks too, so they can crit, lifesteal, and trigger on-hit effects like Maelstrom. And even if you're disarmed, Omnislash still attacks. Each slash gives 1 second of 200 radius flying vision around the enemy he hits. That means you can see through trees, up cliffs, and into Fog of War for a moment as the slashes happen, but it won't jump to units in Fog of War if you don't see them. Omnislash will end if there are no valid targets nearby for 0.15 seconds after a slash. It ignores invisible, hidden, and ward type units like Healing Ward, Tombstone, or Serpent Wards. So if you kill everyone or they go invisible, the spell stops right there. The slashes won't jump to couriers, but you can use Omnislash on the courier and hope that it jumps to enemies after. Spell block only blocks the first damage instance, not the whole Omnislash. Spell reflection, like Lotus, will reflect Omnislash and put both heroes in a beautifully romantic dance. Recasting Omnislash while you're already Omnislashing will cancel the current one and start a new one immediately. This also applies for Jug's Ag Scepter Swift Slash, which we didn't go over, but it's just a mini version of Omnislash. So yeah, you can use abilities during Omnislash, but don't go and use Omnislash then Swift Slash right after. It'll just cancel your Omnislash. Abilities like Relocate and Recall can teleport Juggernaut mid-Omnislash, and he'll even keep slashing wherever he ends up as long as there are enemies there. So that's how Juggernaut's Omnislash actually works. It's not just some random teleporting attack. It has to do with your attack speed, attack interval, and all of this other nerdy stuff that we all love. And understanding that helps you play either with or against him much better. If you like this video, you might like this one just like this, where I break down how Elder Titan's natural order actually works. A terrifying passive to play against if you're Juggernaut. Thank you as always to the wonderful members on Patreon and YouTube. Your extra support is very appreciated and helps me keep pumping out videos just like this. Thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you like this one, YouTube thinks you might like this other one as well, or this playlist full of videos just like this going over other abilities. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something new with me.